My name is Maurice Velazquez, and I'm 44 years old, and I've been in the United States for 35 years. As an 8-year-old boy, I had no real idea what was going on. I just knew my dad had told us, and my folks told us that we were going to go visit the United States, only for a little while. And our intent was really to stay for a little while. But things kept deteriorating more and more in Colombia. Just even recently, I read an article how Colombia is still in the top 10 most violent countries in the world. And that to me, of course, brings a lot of heartache because a lot of my family's still there. And we were able to stay. We got visas, and we came to study. My dad worked out of the country, so we were able to just really enjoy the benefits of being in student visas. After several years being here and Colombia deteriorating the way it was, we realized, we better apply. We better become citizens. There's things are becoming really bad back home, and it became such a long process, extremely long process. And come to find out, as we counseled with immigration, they inadvertently gave us some wrong information and did not let us apply for a program, which we later found out. We could have applied, but because we had been misinformed, we actually were placed in illegal status, and that all to our not knowing. And again, I think it was a mistake, but later we found out that that mistake had been made across the country to hundreds and hundreds of families. And see, what we found out was that the agency that decided to advocate for people who had been misinformed by immigration was Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities became the agency that picked up that case and represented hundreds and hundreds of families in our situation. And then, the fear of growing up in a violent atmosphere became the fear of now all of a sudden having to go back to that. And to make a long story short, it got to where we were basically informed by immigration that we have to stay here until our case was resolved, and that really the only option was deportation. I think it was one Friday morning, we heard the door, we heard the bell on the door, and they came to arrest us, and they arrested us. And they brought us, and they were going to deport us. And to a large degree, it was like, well, it's we at least know what we're going to do. And the judge reviewed our case, and she was very honest. She liked our family, and she said that we were an exemplary family, that immigration had been looking into our case, and that we even paid taxes. That we were contributing. They liked the fact that we're church going, that we volunteered, that she told us, you guys are model citizens. I'm sorry that I won't be able to allow you to become that. And the judge said, but I don't think I would do justice by not allowing you to stay here. I found myself a great gal, and these are my children. And for the past 20 years, I've had my own business, and I don't take people's jobs. I help create jobs. I'm very happy to say that I help create jobs. That I help the community. I give time back to Catholic Charities. I give of myself. I teach my kids. Do be thankful, because we didn't come here for a handout. And I was the first one in my family to become citizen, and because I led the way, it was interesting that I had to go up to the attic and pull up all the paperwork and submit. And it was really neat. It was really interesting that as I looked at all the paperwork and collected all the information, it was Catholic Charities all over the paperwork. But Catholic Charities made it very possible. Educated us through the process, helped us through the process, and kept the fight going. Had it not been for them, a lot of us around the country who had been, again, inadvertently misinformed, we probably would have been deported. And what was really good was seeing Catholic Charities fight for those that they weren't in any way knowingly haven't done anything illegal. They were really advocating for the needy, you know, for the ones that were helped. I would not be here had it not been for the work of those cubicle holders and those people at Catholic Charities, moving papers, making phone calls, you know, that we couldn't make. I don't know where they are now, you know, but thankful.